Hey Aries, welcome to your monthly reading for September. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. Aries, I gotta apologize for not having these readings out to you a little bit earlier. We're in eclipse season, and you guys, maybe some people are like, that's not an excuse, but man, I'm telling you, this eclipse is like dragging me through the depths of all of my emotions. I am literally projectile vomiting, theoretically, not physically, all of the stuff that has stopped me from stepping into this new timeline in my life. And it would be unfair of me to create for you guys when I'm in that mental space. And so I really appreciate your patience. I was actually just talking to a friend and I was like, man, like I'm in such a freaking rut. Like I want to create for them, but I'm like, how can I create when I'm like, you know? And anyway, so if you have Pisces placements or mutable placements, so Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, or during the full moon, if you have cardinal placements, which is Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra within like 0 to like 3 or 4 degrees, you're going to be feeling that full moon eclipse on the 21st. This one on the 7th, sorry, the new moon eclipse, new moon solar eclipse on the 21st. The full moon, you won't feel as much Aries unless you have Pisces placements. So let me know in the comments below, okay? Nonetheless, though, eclipse season just comes with its own things, you know. It comes it comes through and it does certain things to us. It impacts us in these ways, and you know, there's nothing we can do, honestly. It's why I don't recommend manifesting during eclipse season. I always say do whatever you're gonna do, because at the end of the day, I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. And even as a mother, sometimes your kids don't even listen to you, and then you're gonna go, told you so, you know, told you so. And then right? Either way, this whole eclipse season is a balancing act. Ha! Look at this card. This is literally eclipse season right here. Hold on. Is a balancing act between the Piscean energy of dreaming, envisioning, trusting, connecting to source consciousness, being one with the universe, and then the practical, detail-oriented, hardworking, diligent energy of Virgo. And so we've got like this duality going on, right? Like, can we let go of so much of the control of Virgo, but also lean into the dreamy energy, while also understanding that there has to be action in order for things to happen. So like whatever's going on in your life right now, there's this fine line of like pouring in and then also letting, pouring in and letting, rather than like going. And Aries, I've got an Aries stellium. I like to go. I'm like, let's go, make it happen right now. And if it's not like immediate, you know, we get impatient. But Aries, that's going to be a big lesson for you this month. It's going to be a big lesson on patience. We have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. Then we have waxing crescent, alignment, refinement, nurture, patience, and evolution. I love when the cards just confirm what I'm picking up on. I didn't even notice that, to be honest. And then the stop, the void, the stop, embrace, winter, great cosmic boom. See the darkness? It's like we're in a portal right now during eclipses, and we just gotta let it spit us on the other side. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Was it last year's eclipse? Yeah, because I don't think we had a Pisces eclipses during 2023. I think it was 2024. So I had been like kind of talking to a guy. It was like a really weird situation. It never really like launched, but it was like a whole year thing where it was like little pull. And I was a runner, okay? And it was the weekend of the eclipse, and I went for a run, and I saw this guy sitting at the cafe near my house, and I could have literally stopped and like really leaned in at that time. My ass was like, nope. I kept running. Literally, as he's sitting here, I'm running here and I'm staring at him. And we've had conversations before, so it's not like we weren't like friendly or cordial or anything like that. And I literally stared him in the eyes, and just kept running. Never saw him again. Eclipsed right out of my life. And that's what eclipses will do to you. They will bring people in to teach you, and then they will remove people that are no longer serving you. And so this whole energy for you is about understanding what you can release, what you can align, what you can nurture, and how you can sit in the stillness of it all without attachment, judgment, without attaching stories, without attaching expectations. Whew. The Eight of Swords, the to the King of Cups, to the Three of Pentacles when it comes to your career and your finances. This is all about breaking free from the ideas, the stories that you are telling yourself about why it's not going to work, why it's not good enough, why you're not good enough, la, la, la. A lot of you are having to learn how to really work with your nervous system here. And your nervous system plays a huge role in your finances, in your career. And you know, in my Money Magnet workshop, we talk all about the wealth recipe where I teach you about your astrology prosperity keys. And I'll also put a video here at the very end as well about manifesting money. My advice to you would be to look at where you got Chiron and where you got Saturn in your chart, because those two energies are what will really, when you alchemize that, learn how to ebb and flow and harmonize with that energy, it's going to really help you with propelling you forward in your career and your finances. Eight of Swords, King of Cups, Three of Pentacles tells me there's unfinished business here. It tells me that there's collaboration, communication, new creative ideas potentially spawning this month. However, it also feels like there's a little bit of delay. So Aries wants to be like, well, let's get going. And I'm just going to remind you that it's retrograde season, you know? Or not retrograde season, eclipse season. In your general overall themes, we got the Hermit, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. The Hermit to the Knight of Cups talks about you illuminating the path, which is going to bring you that fulfillment, that joy, that peace, that ease, that bliss. The Hermit, Knight of Cups, Page of Swords. What I'm also going to say to you with the Hermit, Knight of Cups, Page of Swords is that the Page of Swords is about being curious. It's about asking questions. It's about practicing like the energy of enlightenment. The Hermit to the Knight of Cups is illuminating the path towards that which is going to be fulfilling for you, right? The Knight of Cups, I want to bring you this offer. I want to bring you this cup. And then the Page of Swords turns around and says, can we take this cup of happiness and joy and bliss and like fulfillment, and can we be curious in the communication, the conversations, the exploration of this idea rather than getting bogged down, right? The Hermit is introspection, self-reflection. So when we put together this energy with respect to the overall themes for your month, Aries, we have this beautiful quality of truly going after one's heart's desire, but staying open to the possibility. How could this manifest? For example, you're like, okay, Shar, I'm going to launch my YouTube channel, right? And you launch your YouTube channel and your first video gets like only 20 views. And you're like, oh, this sucks. I'm done. I'm never doing it again. What if you just stayed open to the curiosity? Just leaned in? What if you did a couple of more videos, right? What if you asked yourself, okay, well, what feels out of alignment? Where do I feel like I'm lacking confidence? Where do I need to lean in a little more, right? All of this stuff is going to be showing up here to really support you, to really guide you, okay, and empower you. Now, we're going to dive into your love reading. Before we do, I got to tell you that you got Venus as your amulet from StarSea Jewels. Venus is currently in Leo, so she's trining your energy, Aries. You'll have to look at the degrees. I don't know what's going on now, but she'll be trining any Aries placements that you have. Venus in Leo is about being the star. Venus in Leo is about taking up space and not being afraid and daring to show up in a way that is just so potent and powerful. Okay, so with respect to your love life, with respect to your finances, and any Venetian themes, money, material, possessions, luxury, the finer things in life, that is the energy to lean into. Now let's dive into your love reading here. We got the Hanged Man, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups. And then we have the Five of Swords, the Tower, and the Chariot. The Devil to the Five of Swords, the Hanged Man. So clearly here there's been a little bit of conflict with respect to your love. King of Cups, Tower, Nine of Wands. If you've been in a relationship, you could have had a little bit of a spat. If you are single like a Pringle, something could have like not worked out with a potential suitor. The Chariot, Nine of Swords, Four of Cups. If somebody gets eclipsed out of your life, remember the story I shared with you. It's happening for a greater purpose. You might not know the why. I'm letting you know that there's a greater purpose. I think regardless of where you are at in your love life, whether you're single, you're in a relationship, situationship, you just had a breakup, etc., this month is going to be revealing to you a lot of the shadow aspects that show up in your love life, so you can work through them and heal them and get to that other side where self-love, confidence, and self-trust really thrive. And then that's going to help you find an aligned partner. Okay, if you want to work together with me in any capacity, it's down in the description box below. Here is that manifesting money video I was sharing with you about to help you with manifesting your dream life. Thank you so much. We'll see you later, alligators. Peace out. Bye.